Hi one and all. We all know that exchange of information is nothing but communication. Any information which we need to transmit or receive is known as the message signal. So whatever the message signal which we need to transmit or receive may or may not be present in terms of the electrical signal. That is, whatever the speech I am giving here is a mechanical wave. For this wave to transmit it into the electrical signal, we need a system called transducer. The classification of communication systems is based upon the methods which we try to adopt in order to transmit the message signal. They are of two types, that is analog signal and the digital signal. So what is analog signal, what is digital signal? Let us know. Analog signal is that which is continuous in both time and value axis. So at any instant of time, however small the instant may be, we can find a value in the analog signal. Whereas when it comes to digital signal, we have the flexibility to decide at what instant of time the information can exist and what values of the voltages that information can take. That is the flexibility with the digital signal. Let me give an example for it. Let us take an example of language. A language is used to express infinite number of sounds. So we can't memorize all the infinite number of sounds. So we have digitized it into 26 alphabet if we take English as an example. So by rearranging those alphabet, we can generate infinite number of sounds again. So our aim is to generate a digital signal from an analog signal. This analog signal can be a speech or variation in temperature or variation in light, anything. So we'll require a sampler in order to decide what instant of time the information can exist. We'll require a quantizer to assess or to know what values that information can take, and finally we require an encoder. Encoder is used to give a unique value or unique code to all the voltage levels whatever we take. The encoder is a many-to-one function. For many voltage values we can have only single code. Thus this encoding process is irreversible process. Finally the output we get is a digital signal. The sampling and quantizing operations whatever we have performed are many-to-one functions. See, there are indefinite number of values reduced to definite number of values. So this may provide a leak for the errors to creep in. Don't panic, we have all these errors under our control. By maintaining proper balance between the sampling values and the quantization values, we can reduce the errors. I will sum up the digital communication into this block diagram. The digital source generally consists of the digital signal whatever we have generated. The source encoder will provide one-to-one mapping between the voltage levels and the code whatever we have taken. This results in reduction of bandwidth. How can it reduce bandwidth? For a particular voltage level we have given a unique code. That voltage level can't repeat again. As a result, the redundancy is reduced. Thus, bandwidth has been limited. Here it comes a channel encoder. Channel encoder provides one-to-one mapping between this original signal, that is the digital signal, to the signal with which reliable communication is possible. And here comes the modulator. This is where the one-to-one mapped modulation takes place, and we'll get back into the channel and we'll get back to the message signal by doing all the reverse process. So you all might be wondering that here I have mentioned the channel encoder will map to the proper signal through which reliable communication is possible. What is that signal? That signal is an analog signal. In digital communication we use an analog signal. Then why can't we switch over to the analog communication? Why to go to the digital communication? We will see about that in the next video. That is the difference between the analog communication and the digital communication. If you like the video, subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Smart Student to be a smart student.